In this video, I'm going to walk you through one of MagicSchool's newest features, MagicQuizzes. And before we dive in, I just want to say that MagicQuizzes is really designed to be for low-stakes formative assessments. These assessments are designed to give students a focused quiz-taking experience, a learning moment for students rather than just a score. They provide actionable insights for teachers that they can use immediately. All right, let's dive into MagicQuizzes. So the first thing we're gonna do is go over to Magic Student and then go down to quizzes. So here you can see different quizzes that I've created already. So here I had a quiz on weathering, erosion, and deposition. You can see all my students that took the quiz, see their individual scores here, how they did on each question, the overall snapshot of my class. So overall, we made a 75%. Most missed question was question 3, and then some key misconceptions that were derived from this quiz and the answers my students gave, things that maybe as a teacher I would want to go back over, maybe do a reteach on. You can export all this to a CSV as well. Additionally, if I go to questions and results, I can see a little bit more information about each question, how they were scored, how many students got it completely wrong, partial credit, or how many got it correct. So let's say maybe you had a student that wasn't there that day that needs to do a makeup quiz. You can always go up here from that same dashboard, click invite students, and you can invite any additional students to take this same quiz. All right, so now we're going to create a quiz together. So I'm going to go up here to the top right and click create. So we're going to create a quiz. We'll leave it for 5th grade. The number of multiple choice questions, you can change that all the way up to 8. I'm going to go ahead and leave it as 2. Free response or open response questions, I'm going to do that as 3. Here you're going to enter the topic that you're teaching, or if you'd like, you can also add a file. So if you have maybe certain lesson slides that you've put together, or maybe class notes that you want this quiz to be based off of, you can upload that here. And then I'm going to hit generate. So the first thing I want to point out is that each question is editable. You can always click the little pencil and manually edit anything in the question, whether that be the question itself or the answer choices. Now you can see that the answer choice is already selected for you, and it's already been attached to a learning goal. Additionally, if I want to change my mind and say, okay, I would rather this be an open response question, I could do that as well and have it changed immediately. Now, this part's really neat. When I scroll down to the open response questions, you can see the question here, but then you can also see an exemplar response. It also created the rubric that it would be scored on. So you can see it can give full credit with 1 point, partial credit, or no credit. Again, you can go in and edit this rubric to be exactly how you want it to be, or you can go with the suggested rubric that's already been created. Now, once I'm happy with all these questions, I can go up to the top right and decide if I want to turn on student supports. I can turn on the ability for students to translate the questions themselves. I can also turn on the ability for students to simplify the wording of a question. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on both of those so you can see what this looks like here in a moment. Once I'm happy with the quiz, I simply go up and click Save Quiz. Now you can see my teacher dashboard where there's no student that has taken the quiz yet. And there's a couple of really easy ways to share this quiz. I can just click here to get a link. I could pop it into Google Classroom, or I can give them a join code. You can also click in the top right, invite students. Now, if I want to show students what this looks like from their end, I can always go to preview as a student. And from here, you can actually show the quiz as a whole class. Now, while we're in the student view, let me show you a couple of those supports that we turned on. Here you can see we have the ability to have every question read aloud to students, as well as the simplified tool that we turned on for students as a scaffold. So when I click here, you can see that the language of this question will be modified for that student. Additionally, up in the top right corner, students can change to dark mode if they desire. They can also translate the page. When I go to submit my answer, you can see that the students are told whether or not they're correct or incorrect, but it also gives them a little bit of guidance on what the answer might have been. So here, let's see what happens when I give a partial answer. You can see it's able to give partial credit. It tells the student what they did well and then lets them know how they could have improved their answer moving forward. Now, when students complete their quiz, they're met with their score, and it gives them what to focus on next. This could be used in such a powerful way for students to actually create goals moving forward. I love it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions about MagicQuizzes, please make sure to drop them in the comments. We hope you enjoyed this feature, and we'll see you next time.